So a typical Saturday for me is my son, he plays football, my youngest son, Brody, he plays the 2007 team, so I usually try to get to his games. However, today his was off, so 8:30 today, went up to the ground, met up with the groundsman, who's my dad, Ken, and had a look at the park to see if it was on. I wasn't very hopeful of it being on, however, with a wee bit of work with the game's on. The clubhouse itself is getting some construction work done to it, so only certain areas are open today. But obviously I've went in there and it's a bomb site, so as you can imagine there's joinery tools and smashed light bulbs and all that in the shower, so we had to clean that this morning. But that's kind of a usual Saturday as well. We have to go up and get the place ready, jump back down to the house then, get the club kit back on and head back up to the game. So match day for me is from 8 o'clock in the morning till I go home after the game at night. So today's opponent's Ann Bank. The last couple of times we've played them, we've had a couple of defeats to them. So the last week's been spent at training, just kind of working out, the last couple of times we played against them, how they play. They played 3 strikers the last time, so it causes a wee bit of trouble. So today, obviously, we're going to try and put maybe a sitting midfielder in to just screen our back four a wee bit to try and take some of the pressure off. Obviously, at this level, personnel changes quite a bit from your opposition as well. So we can really go based on our last game against them, but then that obviously affects the way we're going to play today.
What happened the last time you played them?
The last time we played them down there, we took a bit of a heavy defeat. As I said before, they had 3 strikers that played against us who, to be honest, absolutely terrorised us. So yeah, we need to try and put that right today. Newmains, we're 4th bottom at the table. However, we've got 2 or 3 games in hand. And hopefully a victory today will get a wee run of games going and it'll catapult us up a wee bit.
Oh! Can't believe it, come tonight. The money will be put to good use for. Yeah. You go home on a few, Ollie? Why not?
No, guys, the centre's absolutely spot on. Just this ball.
Aye mate, if it's getting called up, it'd be nice to be told.
Maybe this is nowhere near as soft as that. No fans in the fucking ground as well.
Well, as I say, fucking we take one walk out and go, great, magic.
Ain't that bad, is it? I've got Astros on them already.
We've arrived at the ground. As you've seen, I explained earlier on in the documentary, we've been up here since 8 o'clock this morning. Game's never in doubt. That's only the second game this season on that pitch. Yeah, it's soft in areas, but you know, it's the west of Scotland, isn't it? All grass parts are going to be soft, and the referees have called it off. I don't know if you got any footage of the pitch, but the game should never be in any doubt. Gutted, devastated. Boys are absolutely distraught. They're walking away here thinking they're getting a game of football today, and now they're having to go Christmas shopping. No reasons, just, well, he said it was soft at the top end. He asked the groundsman would he put some sand on it. He put some sand on it. The ball's bouncing. I don't know if you, again, if you've got footage, the ball's bouncing out there. He's called it off, and yeah, it's disappointing, but it's more disappointing for Anne Bank. They've travelled all the way up from Ayrshire today. Even their committee are saying that game should have definitely been on. As people give up their Saturdays, and there's an expense involved in that as well. the park certainly wasn't dangerous. You work all week, you train hard, get the boys, we were even stripped in there ready to go out today, you're prepared for a game. This is why we do it to play football matches, not just to train every week. We've turned up here today and the game's off, so let's now find a game locally and go and watch some players. We're back to training. We'll train Monday and we'll train Wednesday. However, the way the league fixtures are working out, we don't have a game next week, so we'll have to train next Saturday as well. So it's no good for the boys. Maybe we'll arrange a friendly. I don't know. But with being it so close to the kind of festive break, that might prove a bit difficult.
And go. Good lad. Up you get. Come to me. Get that hand out. Oh, that's good tip. Well done. Go one more. Let's go. Get back in. Hard as you can. Go.
Minute to go. 2-0.
So the idea tonight for tonight's training is same with every week when we come in. We always take a look at our previous result. That maybe we want to work on things and try and improve. Maybe we've identified something that needs worked on, or looking towards the game on Saturday. So we were away. Our game was off last Saturday, so we were away 2 weeks ago to Saltcoats, and we won the game 3-1. And for the first time in a long time, I felt we controlled the game. So training tonight's all based on how do we control the game. Well, we controlled the game in the middle of the park. Sometimes in Division 2, when you're playing in Division 2, it can be very tight in there. It's 100 miles an hour, so it's about boys who are brave on the ball. So we set up a tight area and we kind of do a rondo session where guys are shutting down, but we put an incentive in it where we put goals in. So the guys are taking it in, being brave on the ball and passing it across the lines to try and score a goal. Somebody got him help! Their marker, use him! Save me! I know. Where are they?
Stop, bad ball side. That's funny goal, son. You're supposed to be Newmains to the floor. Your dad's the kit man, your dad's more committed than you, Adam. No, I'm saying.
See you Wednesday night then, 8 o'clock.
I have just done then Wednesday.
Your dad fought in Afghanistan, so we have been kids.
That stretch it out, well done. Yeah, she's good. Line up as well.
I was originally here at the old Colt Ness, 2001. Left then, went back amateur, went back with Paul Davis, involved in Carluke, and then we merged with Newmains. So basically since we merged a couple of years ago. Good bunch of boys, getting a really good committee on board as well. So things are on the up. Clubhouse is starting to take shape, players, the pitch is looking brilliant. This is the best it's been in years. So credit to Ken for that. That's absolutely brilliant. Generally 12 o'clock-ish, come down with Billy McGee, who's a coach, come down to the park, set up everything for the gate, help out with the goals. Generally anything that needs done gets done. Well, it's £5 for adults, $2.50 for under 16s and OEPs. We've got season tickets on sale as well, which are £10 for them. They get your discount at our sponsor as well, the Pink Turban. Depends on who we're playing. If it's your local teams, the likes of Carluke, Lanark, Lesmahago, you get a really good gate. The likes of today's opponents, Valley Clyde, Valley Leven, who travel from Glasgow or afar, you tend to struggle a wee bit. Again, it's the weather. If the weather's decent like it is today, there's no local football on Motherwell, Rangers, Celtic, you'll get people coming to watch with them because obviously they don't know what to sit in the house with the wives. But it really depends on who we're playing and where they're from. Take it season by season, game by game. Obviously, you'd want to do better than the season previous, which we're on course to do at the minute. There's still a fair few games to go. So I just take it season by season, just keep improving. Doesn't matter if it's baby steps, just keep improving the club as a whole. Not really sure what Valley Clyde team's turning up today. They seem to be a hit and a miss. It could be the decent one that we've played in recent seasons, or it could be the one that's with their league position at the minute, which isn't too healthy. So hoping for 3 points. They'll take 3 points.
How's it going so far?
It's turning up quite a bit today. Cutting up.
Do you think the pitch is actually any better or worse than the game that was called off?
Well, it started off better. Yesterday was good. The frost today has softened the top surface up. And just taking the crust on the top, and it's loosened all the muck up on the top. So, had we not had the frost, it'd be a hell of a better.
No ball.
But, just got to get on with it.
You still angry that game got called off?
Sorry?
You still angry that game got called off?
A little bit, but it worked out well because it came to rain quite heavy at 3 o'clock. So
yeah,
it was probably the right decision.
Didn't you think so at the time?
At the time, definitely not. No, he even broke my brush.
Thanks very much.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Straight up the clock. Just going. Oh, boys! Boys! Hey, we make sure we're all playing here, boys. Boys.
In the bag.
They shy away.
Move under!
I can let go with heart.
Hey! He's on!
Inside! Come on in!
Come on, I'll do it. Come on, thank you.
Nicky! Are we touching that?
Nicky, well left, son. John!
Well, today it was just the old saying, a game of two halves. First half we played really well, came in here at half time feeling good about ourselves. Went out in the second half, first 15 minutes, played the same well, and all of a sudden we just stopped playing the way we were playing. What's happened, we were playing the first half, challenge for every ball, pressing the game, but after about 60 minutes it just kind of stopped. It's just that we came with the same thing, we just capitulated for some reason. After an hour we stopped playing. I don't know if it's a confidence thing, maybe their fitness isn't up to a level it should be, but it's about time we start having these conversations after the game. It needs to improve. Now, we always tried to catch the team that was above us, who were playing today as well, but it didn't materialise. We just hope we can keep building this team, and hopefully the results will start to turn for us. We were sitting 12th out of 15 just now, which has been the highest we've been for the past couple of seasons anyway, in fact, since we took over. And I think for the most of the time the team has been lying at the bottom of the league most seasons. The changing room just now, it's a bit low as you could imagine. There's a wee bit of inquest going on amongst the players, but they need to get this behind them, learn from the mistakes, which there were a few in the second half today, and just get themselves back into training on Monday, get themselves going for next week again.
Name's Craig Gutwell, co-manager at Newmains. Got involved through one of my old mates that I used to play with at Motherwell. Phoned me out the blue just asking if I was interested in coming in and playing with Newmains. At that time I wasn't playing with anybody. I'd chucked it for the third time I think. At that point I wasn't really interested in coming back to play, but he then offered if I wanted to come back as part of his coaching team, which was something I was interested in at that point in my career. So I came with the boy Gary Miller, who lasted about 6 weeks I think it was, and then it was basically the club was left in my hands after that. At that point Paul was kind of on the fringes, taking an amateur team at that point, and when it was suggested that Paul would come in and help, it was something that we both spoke about. Me and Paul go back, about 15, 20 years now probably, and as soon as we knew that Paul was going to come in, we were going to go in as co-managers. It was something that we knew we could take the club from strength to strength. So that's kind of the background there. They're good. Recently we've brought a few more experienced boys in. Seems to be that they've come in and they're demanding more standards from the boys as well. So the training, I've been involved in junior football for the best part of 12 years now. I would say it's Paul that takes most of the training, with me now coming back as a player, co-manager. And I would say it's up there with the best kind of training that I've had in junior football, so it's good. And all the boys seem to enjoy it as well.
What motivates a junior footballer at this level to come out?
I think it's got to be the enjoyment. We're obviously a team that doesn't pay the players, so everybody that's here, they're turning up in their own time. They just enjoy their football. They want to be involved with a club that gives them the best sort of platform to go and show what they can do.
Do you think some do maintain ambitions to maybe play at a higher level?
With the age of our squad, I would be worried if some of them didn't have that ambition. We're in the lowest league of junior football. It is a good standard. The football, it's a competitive league that we're in. But with the age of the boys that we've got in our squad, I would be worried if none of them had ambitions of stepping on to a better level of football. It's kind of been that roller coaster again. Every time that we think that we're getting things in place, something seems to crop up. Maybe lose a player or a suspension comes in at the wrong time, a couple of injuries. We've never really managed to get that 3 or 4 games in the bounds where we can field the same 11 players. On that, I think if we can field the same team that played on Saturday there for the next 3 to 4 weeks, I said to you earlier on, I've got no doubt at all that we'll have a successful run into the end of the season. We've got a target of 17 points to beat from last year. We're on 13 just now. Again, I think it's going to be a disappointment if we don't build on what we've done last year. Realistic target just now is probably mid-20s, 25 points, get that on the board, and then again we're building that next year. I think we're realistic enough. It's never going to be overnight that we turn this club around, but if we can just keep building on what we're doing, I'm confident within the next 3 years we'll have a really good, not just a team, a good club at Newmains. Well, every year we go into the cup, we want to go as far as we can. If we can get a wee run together, it just builds that confidence. Promotion's obviously the end goal. We want to go up into the next week, but we're realistic enough to know at this stage it's definitely not going to be this season. Next season, we'll see how we start and then we'll take it from there.
I reached out to Newmains United around about a year and a half ago when they were advertising to get people, they were advertising for videographers to make their Christmas video for 2018.
I joined Newmains a couple of years ago. I started as a reporter for Newmains, covering their games and doing a lot of the online news.
I'm really thankful that I reached out to Newmains because from the first video, more and more work just kept coming. And not only from Newmains, the club themselves, but their sponsors even reached out to me. And I did paid work, not just voluntary work, for iSCAF.
The experience working for Newmains was excellent. I can't fault any part of it. The players, the coaching staff, Paul and Guppy, they're really supportive of everything you do. They're keen to get you involved. The more the better. The different people in the academy that work alongside you. I was a reporter, as I said, but there was photographers, videographers, and they all work well together.
If I didn't reach out to Newmains and if I didn't get the experiences that they offered me, I definitely would not have had the confidence or even the ability to do what I'm doing just now. Working as a full-time videographer is something that I've wanted to do since as far back as I can remember, and as cliche as that sounds, it's true. And going through the club and going through Newmains, it definitely boosted my confidence and showed me that I could do things that I've always wanted to do just by putting them into practice. And I think having the Media Academy as part of the club and not just having it all football related, it definitely can spark opportunity.
Anybody that's looking to get into any form of media, may that be photography, reporting, a journalist, camera, anything, I would definitely say get in touch with Newmains. They're a fantastic football club, a fantastic coaching staff, fantastic communications department, and the opportunities to get your work out in the media is exactly what you want to do, and Newmains provide that opportunity for you to do that.
Newmains, they've definitely given me the platform and the confidence to do what I do now.
Got involved in Newmains probably 2 years ago now. I'd run an amateur team in Carluke and we'd actually spoke to Newmains about ground sharing. When I went down to Newmains, I realised I had a kind of mutual contact down there who worked in Glasgow in the office above me. A guy called Bill Carragher. Got talking to Bill, and I don't even know how old Bill would have been. Bill would have probably been in his 60s and was struggling with the club, and he'd asked me if I would help him out, and it kind of snowballed from there. At the time, their manager had left, and he'd said to me, would I be interested in taking the job? And at first it was something I wasn't interested in, but then I found out Craig was there, and I knew Craig from a previous life, and we just got chatting. It kind of snowballed from there, and we ended up going in as co-manager. We didn't then realise what faced us ahead. Bill's wife didn't keep too good health-wise, and she left, and we got handed the keys to the club. And we had a decision to make then, whether we were going to keep the club going or just shut the gates, and we decided that, well, if we're going to do it, let's do it right and have a go at it. We then decided to bring in a team of people that we knew. David Goodwin, who had been with me at Carluke, knows football inside out, knows running the operations of kind of amateur teams, and said to Goody, look, do you want to come on board with it? Goody at the time probably tried to talk me out it and saying, no, we don't really want to do that. But eventually we ended up going down, and I teamed up with Craig, and we kind of made a go of it.
To be honest, I probably wouldn't have stuck around if there wasn't the contact with Paul. Kind of speaking with Bill Carrigan, he had told me that he was in conversation with Paul. There was a possibility of a club merge going on. And at that point, when he mentioned Paul's name, I never knew anything about him being involved, but he mentioned Paul Davies, which, as Paul mentioned as well, we go back years. So as soon as I heard that name, I spoke to Paul himself, and we quickly came to the agreement that we were going to go from the next season as co-managers.
Newmains United was formed in 1936 as Coltness United. I think it was in 2006 they changed the name to Newmains, and I think the reason for the shift was historically Coltness had struggled as well, and they decided they were going to rebrand it in 2006. The history is absolutely fantastic. The players that have come through Newmains United, we've told this story before in various stuff that we've done, but Tommy Gemmell, who scored the winning goal for Celtic in the European Cup final, Craig Brown, who we'd done the interview with, Scotland manager, openly admitted that the best times in football was when he come to the club on loan from Rangers. Paddy Bonner, who played with Celtic in Ireland and represented Ireland in the World Cup, his first game in Scotland was here with the club, and Joe Baker, who played 9 times for England, also played for the club as well. So that's something that we're really trying to restore at the club. It is the history, because we can walk through the village of Newmains and you'll meet people who have all said, oh, I was assistant manager at Newmains, or I was goalkeeper coach. I think I've bumped into about 42 assistant managers at the club, and I think the club's kind of just been a passing through for a lot of people, and that's what we want to do now, is kind of restore the club and make it, so people have a bit of pride in it. Well, we've just finished doing the budgets for next year, and for us to open the gates, a couple of different things has happened since we've come in. We've also set up a development team, and we've also set up a 2007s team, and again we've brought in John Campbell, who oversees that. We've got some great coaches. Some of our players have gone in and coached in there as well, so that all costs money. But for the first team to open our gates, for all that, we need £10,000 a year, to open the gates. We generate our revenues through sponsors, good sponsors at that, and we also generate it through gate receipts, season tickets and things like that. So it's not a lot of money to a lot of teams, but it is to a wee club like us.
Across junior football and amateur football, we face the same issues as everybody else. Times are changing and boys don't want to turn up to training now. Back when I first started out, football was everything, so you were there, you just wanted to be at training, you wanted to play your games. Now boys make excuses, whether it's work or whether they are taking the shifts on a Saturday, which was unheard of when I started playing, but it's kind of became the norm. It's not an excuse that we're making for our team, it's across the board in junior football that you know that the numbers at training can be quite poor. What I would say on that though is most of the time we are actually quite decent number-wise. Sometimes myself and Paul get a wee bit deflated when the numbers drop below what we would like, but then you hear about teams like Westmahago, Bells Hill, Carluke. They've got like 8 and 9 bodies turning up, so we've never been as low as that, and I think that's a credit to the training that we put on, that most boys do want to turn up and train.
I think it's fair to also touch on, we're the only club that doesn't have a player budget. We're the only club in that league that doesn't pay our players, so all our players are volunteers as well. We would like to change that in the future, but we've also worked on we've also worked round by saying, you know, for every £1 that we get in, we're going to spend that on the playing surface, or we're going to spend it on the club, make the club more attractive to come to, rather than spend it on £20 on a player, £20 a week or £30 a week on a player that's not going to turn up for training twice a week. So we're investing into the club, and again, hopefully the day that both Craig and I leave the club, then it's in a much better place.
Yep, a lot of that was down to Paul. He's got a lot of contacts. He knows where to go to get sort of grants and stuff. So Paul applied for a grant, that's where the money came from. What was the name of the company, Paul? The Leave and Seat Landfill grant that we got. So they put the money up for it, and then through contacts with the council and stuff, we got all the work done. That in itself makes a massive difference to our club. I've touched on this before. We used to go to that club and we would come out at stinking of damp, chip fat oil. It was just dampness, a horrible place to spend any time. It's now fresh, it's warm, it's lost that smell, and it's now an appealing place to spend time after the games, before games. We can host meetings up there now, we can bring players in to have a chat. It's a usable place now, and it makes a massive difference. So the ambitions are to continue building. We've moved forward massively, and it's a case of continuing to do that. We're never going to keep going at the rate we are, because the trajectory that we've been on is unbelievable. But over the next couple of years, what we need to do is get a steady squad together, continue improving results on the park, and anything else that comes on top of that it's a bonus. It's going to be a success story. It already is a success, but we just need to keep going and keep improving in every aspect.
We were approached by the BBC to do just a brief documentary, kind of similar to this, only probably a fraction of the time, from a programme called The View from the Terrace, and it was all about poor old Newmains, and we just took a stance that it's not about poor old Newmains anymore. Newmains have moved on. And whilst we could have, went down the road of looking for some publicity, on a national network, we decided that no, it's about time that people realise what Newmains are about. It's become my life. Newmains United is a labour of love. It's something that I do. I wake up, I think about Newmains United. I go to bed thinking about Newmains United, thinking about training, thinking about players, thinking about how we implement our ideas onto the team. And I'll go back to, whilst we talk a lot about the stuff off the field, we're both managers on the park, and we need to, and that has to be a priority as well. So Craig, as I say, I've known Craig for years and we were friends, but he's now become like a wife to me. I probably, you want to be the husband, you've got the beard. I will speak to Craig 40 times a day and messages back and forth. He's an early sleeper, so he'll get his last message at 10 o'clock at night, and I'll get my first message replied at 6:30 in the morning, 7 days a week. But it's become everything. I'd be lost without it. I really would be lost without it at the moment. As I say, it's difficult on times, but really enjoyable.
We came into this with a club that was at rock bottom. So Newmains United to me is It's getting the pride back in the community. We need to continue improving. Our fan base is improving through the fact that we've got parents coming from the young teams. This is parents that live in the community, live in the area. We want them to be coming in and being proud of that team. So Newmains United to me it's a pride. It's pride, and it's going to be a success story.